like the way my lamp looks. Hopefully I can save this video and repost it for the people to see. I'm getting ready to do a lecture in just a little bit. I'm not ready just yet. Of course, as you can see, I'm still prepping. Got some things I need to get accomplished. Name of the lecture will be the supreme and ultimate, um, the supreme and ultimate, um, the supreme. I don't know if you can hear me. I'm sure you can hear me. The supreme and ultimate instructions before leaving Earth. So, with that being said, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go ahead and check on my settings real fast before we get started. I know it seems a little, you know what I mean, like he ain't gonna really drop no knowledge or nothing on this one, but just waiting. I'm I'll show you uh, exactly what it is that I mean by before leaving Earth, what instructions should be important to your to the mind, body, and soul that you were given to live on this planet with. Um, okay. Let me see. I don't know if it's Hangouts that let you set up a stream and you can save the stream. I've done that before. I'm just making sure, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that I'm a failure or nothing. But like it's been mad garbage going around here, like mad trash ass shit going on, like just mad changes going on in the world. Motherfuckers want to try to be like you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers want to try and you know what I'm saying? Just people just been bothering. Like just people, period. Like you know what I'm saying? Like that point where everybody just stops and talks about, well, you know what I'm saying, how bad life can get, at one point you hear everybody start talking about it. Right now, I feel like just because people are bothersome, you know what I'm saying, just because people can be bothersome to people is like an epidemic that breeds, this type of ignorance just in the air, in the midst, that just lets fucked up shit happen just because it wants to happen. You know what I mean? Let's fucked up shit happen just because the fucking ability for it to happen. Like I said, you know what I'm saying? Like it's 2018 and I thought we made new resolutions last year. You know what I mean? Like people just been acting like morons. Everybody just want to just blame each other. No, motherfucker. Deal with yourself. Stop fucking worrying about what somebody else doing. I wouldn't want to look at your fraud ass face in the first place. You know what I'm saying? To blame. I don't know what makes anybody think shit like that. Just making black people look ridiculous. Then you got these people over here talking about how they black excellence and ain't shit in the motherfucking. Just a second ago, you was talking about how Trump ain't good, and you know what I'm saying, how stock markets ain't good right now, and you know what I'm saying, real estate ain't really shit, and you know what I'm saying, everybody trying to rebuild, but we in black excellence, man. Save me that, you know what I'm saying, that motherfucking Ad talk. I don't want none of your ad talk. The world don't want none of y'all's ad talk. We don't want y'all selling us schemes. We don't need motherfucking statements by you niggas. Life ain't Twitter for you fake motherfuckers. Like, it's be the motherfuckers that have responsibility that don't know shit too. You know what I'm saying? I know I haven't started a lecture just yet, but I'm just venting. You know what I'm saying? Just because it never ceased to amaze me, bro. It doesn't. It hasn't ceased to amaze me yet. You see what I'm saying? And I've done a lot of motherfucking work, I'm sure, more than a lot of people have done in such the time that I've done. You know what I'm saying? I'm just putting this on the internet, you know what I'm saying, for keen ears to listen to, for like minds to watch, and to keep peace in my motherfucking mind, because I know it's information not only that's just not, you know what I'm saying, that's just to be known, but it's information that's important. Same way you motherfuckers are look at, you know what I'm saying, what's going on in the music or the movie industry. Um, this ain't no different. You know what I'm saying? This, to be honest, this will be where they would try to take their shit from, to be honest. From what I'm from the shit that I teach. I don't know why I waited so long to drop a video either. It's just been, I mean, like, I'm not finna deal with nasty shit. Like, I'm not finna deal with, I'm a clean nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Your life is your life. You know what I mean? Nobody should press upon you about your life. You shouldn't have a problem with yourself. In any natural state, you shouldn't have a problem with yourself, especially if you ain't activated shit spiritually. Not saying that activating shit spiritually is what could fuck shit up, because that's not the case. But you shouldn't have a problem with being who you are in the world, period. Um, just because some fact you know what I'm saying, your feet, you're 10 toes down, and a lot of you motherfuckers just starting, you know what I'm saying? Um, and you ain't really got no, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got no motherfuckers bothering you. You know what I'm saying? Not bothering you, but you haven't made any trails on the waves of consciousness in that sense, for there to be anything to either give you identity. So in a sense, a lot of people haven't been born yet. This is the prequel. That's what I mean by it's so retarded to me is in this sense on how things can come up in this year, right after we said all this, made all these acclamations last year, people not quote unquote respecting the vibration of themselves, following their own mantras, their own haikus that they speak. I don't know why didn't make a video earlier either, because like I said, I'm just not about to deal with this moron shit. Like, a lot of this shit is moron. Like, I'm not about to deal with moronic shit. You know what I'm saying? Especially not in my consciousness. Especially not in reality. Especially not, um, while I'm affirming myself to the days of my life. Yeah, they got it fucked up. To be honest, that's what it is. They got themselves fucked up. They don't know shit. Cause we came to them. Yeah, yeah. Cause we came to them with the truth. You know what I'm saying? We came to him with the truth or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what the fuck happened. I don't give a fuck what happened or what was said. Everybody said that Jay-Z was the greatest motherfucking rapper of all motherfucking time. You know what I'm saying? They said that shit. So just like on Kill Bill with Bruce Lee, I said Kill Bill with Bruce Lee. The Game of Death with Bruce Lee, they made it seem like he's the person to walk up the staircase to. And I'm showing you that a lot of this shit has no truth to it that these niggas do. They don't. It doesn't. Not their consciousness. It doesn't. They're not a figure of like quantum ideas or nothing like that idea. That's the next that's these young kids. You know what I'm saying? These grown people gonna start thinking like, well, we need to know all this so we can teach our kids, blah 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? They wrong, bro. Like those kids gonna learn on their own. You know what I'm saying? You just a lot of you motherfuckers just want to be in the forefront. You know what I'm saying? For your own ulterior motives. We done with ulterior motives. I had enough ulterior motives with my old family. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And they not bad people. It's just I'm not finna waste my time with moronic shit. Like I said, I don't want to waste my time going in circles. That's not me. I just don't want nothing that's not, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to deal with nothing that got to deal with moronic shit. I'm going back to basics. I'm showing you this new uh, expression. I said, like, like I said, 2018 is supposed to be a year of new beginnings. Well, let's make it a year of new beginnings. You know what I'm saying? Make sure we, lace our shoes tight. You know what I'm saying? Dot our I's and cross our T's real nicely. So we don't have to worry about anything. Um, because these people really don't know what's going on in the world. You know what I mean? They're in front of the flashy lights, whatever. They're on the news every 20, you know what I'm saying, every 15 hours or whatever. Who really cares? You know what I mean? Like, you just doing this shit so you can have free clothes, so you can have a steady check, you know what I'm saying? And then it's funny because when shit go wrong, they all on the we just here for the money scheme. We just here just so we can make sure we can feed ourselves. But when shit not, they not really able to. They not even saying whether they able to pay attention to the shit that's supposed to be going on or not. You know what I'm saying? It's not like we got an agenda as black people. You feel me? Because we don't try hard enough, bro. You know what I'm saying? We don't pay attention enough. We don't know what's going on in the world. We don't know what the world is. Like I said, we ain't even started. You know what I'm saying? But we need to stop carrying around an attitude like we just know everything because we don't. You know what I mean? We haven't even, you know what I'm saying, started this lecture year. How we started becoming something in the world yet. Like that shit just, I don't have time for that shit. It's, my brother came up to me one day and he showed me what it looked like for the consciousness of, what different people say and stuff, how that consciousness looks. Bro, I almost threw up 5 to 7 times. Like, I don't have time for none of that shit. A lot of you niggas, like, if breathalyzer for police, if police did breathalyzers, if police did breathalyzers and shit like that, um, if police did breathalyzers, if a lot of you niggas showed like how y'all attitude and all that shit, a lot of y'all shit wouldn't come back right. We just start judging you niggas like that. Celebrities too, we start judging them motherfuckers like that too. Cause it don't make no sense, bro. Like, I don't want to hear nothing about these motherfuckers doing nothing. You know what I mean? That they think they doing something. So the lecture we getting in today, and I'm not talking like this like I'm just not gonna do shit about it. I'm just letting the peace become instead of letting something bother it. Um, so our self-law and master is an important quote, I thought. Even though we don't really indulge in Islam as much as we should, um, I think the deity Ra is enough for us. You know, in Egypt, the deity Ra, the righteous adept Ra, the light bringer Ra. Um, um, I think that's our representation of Islam. I don't think Islam is what we thought it was. Because we search so much through Egypt, we think that we hit the jackpot whenever we look at Egypt, but it's really just Egypt is just a place where, you kind of, you're in your infant expression of being introduced to consciousness when you see Egypt. Um, so I don't even like to bring up anything if I'm not going to have anything to do about Egypt. I wouldn't, like, either I know I'm going to, in my mind, like that's what I'm saying, in my mind, I'm either going to know I'm going to do something that pertains to Egypt or I'm not going to do anything, right? There's some things that I could say, the words that I could speak, but I'd rather not. Um, if I have no, they said don't speak the Lord's name in vain. You know what I mean? Type of attitude towards in a a delicate way is how I think about Egypt. It was an introduction, so I'm sure it's an introduction to everybody. Um, couldn't be an introduction to anybody else. So I mean, could not be an introduction. The deity Ra for us. We'll never classify stuff, break stuff down, Islam stuff to put it into better grasp. Like for these people that's not with Islam, like they need to pick up an Islamic book. They could do so and have peace made from it if they just get tired of that Bible that they ain't learn how to read in some way or such, or if the praying get too weak or whatever. You know what I'm saying? If you're a religious type of person and you like rituality or you like sit, you might like to be in ritual by yourself without nobody bothering you. You know what I'm saying? Islam is I thought that quote made a lot of sense. I self law and master. Um um and a lot of people don't see it as important. But the less I hear about it, the more important I know it is. So like I said, to Egypt, I think it represents the deity Ra. Just because Islam, I noticed that the history of it is based in a lot of different, periods of time, different ethnicities, and uh, you know, it's not like Egypt. You know what I mean? It's not like it. I mean, I'm sure you know what I'm saying. I know Egypt is represented as well within it, but Islam is like a book, I'm not about to get into it. Islam is that religion to me is like a book of different nationalities stating the way they put together pieces to make their life, worthy in the eye of righteousness in this one God idea that we all know as I self law and master, right? Um, so just a true that topic. I hope I'm not, hurting nobody's feelings by saying this, but I mean, I could give a fuck about being in the religion. You know what I mean? When you get to that point, you can't, you know what I'm saying? you have to have learned how to self-law and master before you can even say stuff like that. But so yeah, I named that one of the subtitles. I self-law and master, you know, and the supreme and ultimate instructions before leaving Earth. So this is not just for Islamic people. This is for Christian people. This is for people who learn Egyptian work. This is for people who study magic. This is for people who study Freemasonry, in some sense, one way or the other. Theosophy, people that love Celtic work, people that uh, who am I missing? Um, People who study the Kabbalah. So this is for all type of people. I don't want to hold it to one type of person, but the supreme and ultimate instructions before leaving Earth. All right. So one thing I always say is the universal laws. Um, the seven universal laws of Tahuti, right? Uh, uh, it's, if you don't know what the universal laws are, you can get the book of Kabbalion, or anything by the three initiates. But I'm changing my deity for the universal laws from Tahuti to Osiris, just because of the simple fact that Osiris is the green god, and green is a color for universal destiny. So Osiris is an important chap to me, to universal laws. If you graduate from Tahuti, then you will want to say the same thing in some sense. But I say Osiris right now. We got building to do as well. I mean, we trying to make sure we don't stop ourselves from putting together the pieces so we can start building. Niggas is scared. Niggas don't know what to say. Niggas is living in different times and shit, in different time zones, in different times in their mind and shit. I'm not with that moron shit. That's all I had to tell them. So with the supreme, of course, supreme just means to be master of, yourself and your surroundings, logically. Um, you're not the tortoise, but you're not the hare. You know, Either way you won because somehow the tortoise and the hare they both won their race somehow. I think the hare was just too fast and he beat the turtle, and the tortoise was so slow that the hare made so many mistakes that he ended up beating him. So, um, so yeah, Supreme just being master of your surroundings and such. We'll get into the daily mathematics in just a second. But of course, ultimate means, it's sort of like the sin of destiny, uh, or how can I say this better? Um, the apex of principle and fate. The apex of principle and fate, because the apex principle and fate, because there's nothing else that can rule um, without being in balance with your system first. You know, as long as things are in balance with your system first, you're still the one who ultimately deals uh, deal the dick. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I'm just kidding. You're ultimately the one that still possesses the you know, the laws. You still possess the supreme laws. And you know your reality, people dealing with you, they understand that you're an ultimate person in that sense. So they have to respect your way of moving, especially since they will want to be a part of your movement in some sense. So, like I said, the apex, it represents the apex. I know it's kind of a hard thing to get around, besides just saying shit like, I'm the greatest. Ali is the ultimate boxer, true. Michael Jordan is the ultimate basketball player, true. Jay-Z is not the ultimate rap whatever, period. I rap better than Jay-Z, straight up. But anyway, ultimate. Um, yeah, y'all need to fucking learn how to you find a better fucking taste. Maybe y'all apex wouldn't be on some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Looking around like who's to blame? Who's to blame? No, nigga, it's you. You to blame. Your apex is on Jay-Z. Your apex is bullshit. You know what I'm saying? He ain't no ultimate rapper, nothing. Swear God. On God, like these kids be saying that be in this rap game. On God, Jay-Z ain't shit to me in this. Straight up. You know. Like I said, I don't have no disrespect for cats, period. But ultimate, like I said, is you know, your most notable, renowned, ultimate, the greatest, you know, without having to go around it so much. It represents your balance being your balance rules, you know, your balance rules. So nothing can be up here trying to fuck with what's going on up here. You know what I'm saying? Nothing can be down here trying to fuck with what's going on down here. Nothing can be a placebo behind your back. You know, nothing can be strangely odd to you. We ain't working with all this whatever extra gay stuff. You know, I got stuff on my wall. You know, little stuff. You know, got a Siegfried Manel chart right there. If anybody that knows, you know, Tria Kabbalah. Like I said, Saint Luke, just little stuff. Saint Luke, Kildare, Bridget of Kildare. Um, and yeah, a little chakra chart, nothing special. Morgan, the deity of sovereignty. But yeah, so your order or your balance rules is the law of ultimate. I got a hoodie on like I'm in Illuminati or something. So in sovereignty, sovereignty represents a form of supreme. So if I want to be supreme, sovereignty is one of the acts that I can do. So I can become sovereign, you know, whatever my problem was, I can become sovereign in it. I ain't got no money. You know, make you a plan, become sovereign financially. You know what I'm saying? In that from happening. Stop that from becoming a problem. You know, in that issue, period. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, make sure it's done, it's dealt with, it's, you know what I'm saying, done the way you know your order should do it. You know what I mean? And in your world of balance. Um, I mean, there's nothing else to even speak about. Because honestly, that is the answer. You know, like niggas just running out here, like they like, you know what I'm saying? They on some wild shit. They just trip some, you know what I'm saying? Just running, touching people, shit. You know what I'm saying? Like retarded shit, bro. Like, um, I'm gonna just do a year recap, and we're gonna start on the daily mathematics after. We're gonna do a yearly recap after 2017 coming into 2018 once again. Supreme and ultimate law. So in 2017, everybody was just talking about the government, how the government ain't never gonna be shit. I think black people just don't know the identity of man, what man is here to do, not here to just please you. 2017, we had Jay-Z dropping the albums. We had Kendrick Lamar dropping albums, Rihanna dropping the albums. We had Drake dropping the albums. We had all this music stuff going on, and it was just like, man, like everybody just, you know what I'm saying, getting their little chime in. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's letting sure they get their little chime in. You know what I mean? Make sure they put their little 2 cents in. Make sure they give their 1 second opinion. Um, we're trying to prevent from calling music our God anymore, just because the simple fact that music will be the thing that will be trying to show us. Music will be the type of thing that will try to show us the promised land. You don't get that pleasure here. Yeah, because it just don't make sense for that to be how it goes. They all know it because all their albums is just like elementary shit. Like, no disrespect to them, but I'm just saying, like, a lot of the stuff that they be singing, like you listen to it, bro, like 2, 3 times, I'm done with it. So it's kind of like they know you need change, but they ain't gonna tell you what they doing without telling you they the reason why shit gonna change. You know what I'm saying? It just don't start with music, bro. You know what I mean? Life just doesn't start with music. You know, you walk into a room, my nigga, the lights off and everything, bro. Like straight up, if I get up and I just walk, if I was trolling, you know what I'm saying? If I was just trolling, you know what I'm saying? If I just if I just got out, look, I'm walking in the room and shit, lights off and everything. Straight up. Lights off, everything, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's life doesn't start with music. You know what I'm saying? Shit is playing, bro. The beginning is playing. When you really on that supreme playing field, you learn all the basics of magic as well. You understand that looking back, like Moses says, as who you were at that first step, when you had to learn all the basics of your actual personality of who you are here, you have actual presets. You know what I'm saying? Niggas is scared of shit like that old retarded ass nigga gonna say shit like we got presets. No, motherfucker, know who you are. I self-law and master around this bitch, nigga. I don't have time to be playing with this shit, my nigga. I ain't here to talk shit with you neither. You feel me? I'm here to mind my business and deal with my business accordingly. Don't get in my way about it. Or we gonna deal with my order of balance and my balance rules. That's why we don't play games. It's not a game to be played, bro. You understand that this is who you are, right? Some people say that shit like when they graduate high school, I need to find out who I am. Well, that's when you first come into the nature of God. God introduces you to the nature of himself. If you take the time to breathe and look at the motherfucking sun for a second. You know what I'm saying? Every grass grows at its own pace, but it's a certain percentage of people that stops and actually breathes and looks at the sun for a second. You know what I'm saying? Has to understand what is their being here, is their personality, what's their lane, their frequency, their expression. I stopped and had to learn everything about myself. I was a philosophical guy. I always helped people out with their problems. I always was there for people. I was a caretaker for people at a certain point. And I was a runner for people to a certain extent. And I was a helper of people for a certain extent. But I always embodied doing my own justice. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I said I hate myself. I'm gonna do something like that. I was always doing my own justice. You know, so I cast no motherfucking sheep to this swine shit. It's what it sounds like. And if I was philosophically knowing the Bible by heart, I don't know the Bible by heart. I know how to do everything I need to do in consciousness by heart. Put it like that. Period. I know 360 degrees. I'm supreme. You see what I'm saying? So for me to get to a point where I actually hit the graduation line, I had to stop and look. You know what I'm saying? When I finished, I had to, you know what I'm saying, simmer down and take a second, sit back and look back, and it was like, you know, certain things are important to me that I learned in the beginning. The fact that I had to learn everything in the beginning is important to me, you know, because there's certain wisdom you just need to find the answer to at certain times. It's some wisdom that you just can use in the world for betterment. I'm not a dry filter type nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a dry ass nigga. I don't talk dry. I'm not a dry nigga. I'm not shallow. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to talk about, well, I'm deep. It's the age of Aquarius, motherfuckers. You ain't make yourself deep. You ain't supreme. Ha ha ha. You know what I mean? Like that type of attitude I never needed to have, but I always had it. There's no point for me to just talk like that to people. That's why I tell people, you look like you be always to yourself. You know what I'm saying? You must not like people. No, I'm not finna come out my shell like this for motherfuckers that ain't worthy of my time. I'm gonna showcase my talent. I'm gonna put forth my talent. I'm gonna let my talent speak for itself when the perfect time presents itself. And I know the perfect time because I'm the motherfucking making time work for me in my motherfucking life so I can be great. You know what I'm saying? And that way I can help motherfuckers too. You know what I'm saying? I can help people do what they need to do. You know what I'm saying? So our self-law and mastery represents the state of being supreme within self without having to look at a other person as a designated driver. What does that mean? Without having to look at another person as a designated driver. I can't look at anybody as a designated driver. I don't know how. I don't know how. I don't know how to look at somebody else's dedicated server to dedicated. I don't know how to look at anybody as a designated driver for me in my car. You know what I'm saying? That that era gets no, you know, it gets no way. It gets nothing. It don't exist here. You know what I'm saying? So being supreme has everything to do with learning the basics. I don't know if y'all familiar with, but it's tons of information about kung fu. But there's many types of kung fu. For instance, Bruce Lee was the type of person that did mixed martial arts. You know, he's that person in the beginning of the uh, lesson when you learn everything. Master Ip is one of the kung fu teachers that you see him. He only uses three different uh, pieces to whoop your ass. For instance, it's only three things that he does. Block, hit, and kick. That's how he think. You know, that's and G whatever, I forget what's the name. I think it's Jeet Kune Do. I'm not sure. Um, but it's the difference. Once you get there, it's like, once you get to the word, our self law. Once you master who you are, um, it's like you're not doing nothing but practicing waking yourself up. You know what I'm saying? You're not doing nothing but practicing every day to wake yourself up. And um, and learning to stay awake and how to stay awake and things. The tactics of awakening yourself every day. It's like the sun rises in some sense. So I know my hair's not bad because I've been, you know, not smoking my cigarettes like I usually do. People been lying to me saying they're gonna help me. They haven't helped me. Um, so like I said, yeah, like friends. I don't have any friends no more. I cut all my friends off. To Zafkiel came and ended the old method. People that just wasn't no good for me. I learned beyond them. I outgrew them. I became the master, and it's time for me to be done with them and their pity exchanges. Um, so yeah, I mean that's it. Uh, the world is preparing to be being. The world is in the state where it's preparing to be prepared to awake. It's not just about we're not just about to wake up in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? We gotta put the doctrines in alignment with what they need to be in alignment with in order for that to happen. It's not just going to just happen, you know. Um like I said, 2017, it was a lot of politicking. Um and I don't think the government really did anything wrong. I just think they wanted to see the expression on people's faces when people of different races made their investments with society in the way that they made them. It was Harry Potter. You know what I mean? Like how they were sitting down, everybody was getting ready to get, put the hat on. Gryffindor. That's what it sort of reminded. You know what I'm saying? People were making investments with their time. And the end of 2017, the falling of 2017, while shit was going on, mind you, yes, while shit was going on. Um, I don't know. It's only one other occultist I know. He stays in Georgia. Yeah, it's the only other person I know. Um, so what happens is what I mean by the end of 2017. People ended their life by making investments and closing up shop and calling it good riddance and getting ready to do something else for the next year, making their new attempts to affirm themselves to life. Um, a lot of things change, as you can see. People are not talking about Trump no more. You know, I like Trump. I just don't like that toupee he got. Um, um, it do kind of almost look like Perseus with the thing strapped to the side of his head with the Medusa head. He holding the Medusa head, but he got the eagle strapped to the side of his head or whatever. So yeah. So anyway, that's not important. But what is important is that people conquer what their problems are, so their problems won't become other people's problems, because that's how we have problems. And a lot of people that's looking out right now, they aren't in a position for them to say something for the world. So we don't want to hear nothing about, anything bad happening. We looking for balance, you know what I'm saying? So this planet can become supremely not suppressed. So it, what I'm saying, not suppressed, you know what I mean, not um supremacy, but so it can become supreme, so it can become peace in some form. It's some peace that this world needs, that it did not start, right? Or that is time for it. Yeah, I'm done with conspiracies too. What I'm doing, I'm getting ready to do a earth healing session. Um, Not too long. Earth healing session. Earth healing is ruled by a specific deity. I'm just grab one random. Earth healing deals in Earth healing deals in changing from espionage. Getting rid of all forms of so like if you move, you might do earth healing just to clear your space and stuff. So this is just a random incident, just like. But yeah, 2018 is the year where we get ready to prepare the world for what it needs. It's truly it. Dr. Sebi passed away. Rest in peace, Dr. Sebi. Uh, rest in peace to all of the fallen communicators of consciousness, of course. We appreciate them thoroughly. They really did something for us. You know what I mean? And hopefully we don't stay in this whole dramaticism of what could have been done for us, because it seems like it's the fate of the world right now. Even though we're getting to the point where we're becoming prepared for stuff, it's like at the same time, everybody, you just keep reverberating this whole um the fate of the world idea. The fate of the world is gonna come up and it's gonna get fucked up because of the simple fact we wasn't able to prepare ourselves for what we needed to prepare ourselves for. Like we wasn't able to give the nutrients, the vital nutrients and vitamins to the planet that was needed because of, you know what I mean? Just shit like, you know what I'm saying? Just because of, the same stuff we would have to keep reverberating. It's kind of a, you know, it's kind of time for us to prepare the world, but at the same time be a little quiet. Be a little quiet. Because right, because peace brings a lot of of you know, it brings a long term expression to an idea. Quietness does. So yeah, um, we don't want to have to deal with a problem over and over and over and again until the point where the main purpose that we're here for gets ignored. We're smarter than that. Um, I'm gonna light another incense. So, 2018, besides talking about music and politics, nothing is really going on. Culture's going on, but nothing is really a powerhouse. I just live whatever I found. Nothing is really a powerhouse. Like nothing is that next Nirvana. You know what I mean? There is no Nirvana, no full fledged Nirvanas right now. The main Nirvana in this earth hasn't been lit yet. Let's say it like that. We're waiting for a certain score to happen. It hasn't happened. So, of course, everybody's all in the world waiting for something to happen to see, whether or not they can have their 2 cents once again. Uh, so they can have their opinion once again. And our point is not to be subject to the opinion, but to be in a state where whatever happens that happened is what we need to happen in order for this world to become what it needs to become. Um, so we can become greater people, you know, so this can become a greater planet, more peaceful planet, a more uh, paradisian place to stay. Um, we never, needed to sway, so we shouldn't sway now. Yeah, we never needed to sway, so why we shouldn't don't sway now? All right. So in supreme works, in that governs, becoming supreme it's the universal laws. Of course, I'm not, about to waste too much time because I know we do a lot of science, but we're gonna get into the science a little bit later on. We're gonna get into the science a little bit later on. We're gonna get into the science a little bit later on. And what happens is on your way to becoming supreme, you have to learn to pretty much learn all of the variables of being, and those variables of being come with your understanding of consciousness, your base understanding of consciousness, how you understand consciousness, or what form of understanding of consciousness represents your consciousness, and the basics. So your form of understanding of a consciousness and the basics of consciousness. Those two things, they represent the like your homeroom personalities, like your first personality represents your first or your base step, your first step. Um, Especially if you're trying to get yourself into a place where you're motivated to do a little bit more. Being able to learn a little bit more. Like I said, the variables of being and your understanding of consciousness. Um, and the basics. So, um, so there's so many different uh, ideas of consciousness that you can work in. I'm not going to name them, but I'm going to name some of the works. So you would deal with chakras. You would deal with um, meditation, practicing chakras, reading, um, being able to just be quiet instead of shock doing your meditation, but being quiet and just looking down like this and reading. You'll become so peaceful to the point where consciousness will come relevant to your ears in some form or fashion. You'll hear the consciousness you need to be reading, but you will still be still enough to say you're meditating. So that's just my understanding of consciousness that hit me. I'm sure it's a general form though, but it's my general form. It's my personal form because I know how to read. That's what we're talking about. So, chakras reading, meditating, uh, chakra balancing, incense, uh, deities, uh, knowing what the deities do, um, learning the true personification of ritual, um, sacred space relevance, um, uh, being able to awaken yourself. Um, we call it day and night meditations. It's certain phases you go through yourself. Whenever you wake up in the morning, you feel a certain type of a way. You feel just like what it is that you're seeing, and in yourself, in your own way, you act upon it. You know what I'm saying? You deal with yourself. It's that true affirmation to nature, which gives you the faith to deal with that. If you feel it, then you really deal with that. You see what I'm saying? And of course, there's certain angels that watch after you in some sense, one way or another. Um, but I'm not trying to touch anybody else's reality. How dare I touch another person's reality? You know what I mean? I would never do such a thing. I would never create such a horror. Never, ever, ever, ever. I wouldn't fuck with somebody else. Um, I'm too personal for me to give away. That's like saying I come to a club to DJ and I'm not gonna spin a record. You know what I'm saying? Like I would never fuck with nobody else's conscience if I'm a personal person. Of course, a person that doesn't have as many qualities or values as me isn't going to make the same isn't going to make the same acclamation to life as me. Obviously, if he doesn't have the same ideals, then certain shit ain't personal to him. I'm a personal ascension person, like people say. So obviously, to me, everything is personal. If I know a personal consciousness, I'm not gonna fuck with nothing. I'm not fucking with people. I need shit to leave me alone. You know what I'm saying? I know where energies come from. Therefore, I'm not gonna fuck with them where they going, where the fuck they need to go. They don't need to fuck with me. Cause I ain't obviously I'm waiting for mine. Just exactly what's mine's. What's mine's absolutely what's mine's. What's mine's exactly what I put forth the effort for, what my qualities are buried into, what's mine. You see what I'm saying? Is what I should get back. It's the only thing I should get back. I'm not stool pigeoning, bluffing you, trolling you, or nothing. Straight up. I ain't bullshitting nobody. So in being supreme, is certain qualities you have to learn about yourself. That's just like a courtier being able to respect people. You know what I mean? Being able to respect people, but being in that lane where you know consciousness and being able to respect people. It's certain, you kind of want to get the gist of that. It's kind of like what people think is important. You know what I'm saying? But that is being supreme. Learning all of the ins and outs of yourself. That's the basic instruction before leaving Earth. We'll get more. We'll tell you what I want to tell you about it later. We'll tell you the general shit now. You feel where I'm coming from? So I'm not. I'm just tired. For me personally, I'm just tired of. I'm just tired of the channel change. You know what I mean? That's how I used to be. I'm tired of the channel change. Well, no, I was the type of person. I always looked at myself. I always seen the phases of the moon. Like I would help somebody, and then I would go have fun, and then I would have fun, and then I would help somebody. That was how I. That's how I did everything. Everything worked for me that way. Every single thing was in tune with me that way. So I didn't need anything. I'm probably gonna go watch me a little witch movie now, right after this. It's because I feel it. It's because it speaks. Um. So anyway, bros, what I really want to say is, you know what I'm saying, be mindful of, the things that you do in life in 2018 because it's changes going on that represent importance. And you don't want to be a person that makes a wrong decision that's important and become a problem in society because you didn't, you know what I mean? Because you made the wrong decision and it was disobedient to consciousness, disobedient to the real life that you want to lead. You know what I'm saying? We're not no illusionists. We're not no, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Let's stop saying we. Um, I'm not no illusionist. I'm not a, you know what I mean? I'm not a charlatan. I don't charlotte after anybody. Um, but we need to make new gestures in this year here so we can bring peace for next year. I think that's what the revelation was. Since you're a revelation to 2018, no, you're really 2018 is your revelation to 2019. It is now. Don't bullshit yourself. The clock is on. So 2018, it's already December. You're waiting. You think you're waiting for January to hit, for the ball to drop. So to be honest, it's all about making sure that the right decisions are made. Don't be a selfish person. Don't be an idiotic person. You won't make the wrong decisions. Plain and simple. I don't want to be the type of person that get mushed. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want nobody else to get mushed. I just want to be at peace in this year. That's the only thing I ask for. I just want to be at peace. Um, this is because, man, like I said, we've gone through this cycle of life for the past 10 years. It's 2018. Like I said, this 2018 right here. It's already 2019, baby. The decisions that you made for this year, I got a feeling like, I don't want to stress this earth. I don't want to stress this earth and what it's made of because I know what I'm made of. But 2017, you kind of notice it's time for that bullshit to be done with. Supreme is the number 7. We supreme, or we get we got whatever. We're gonna talk about OJ like Jay-Z. No, I'm not. Fuck that shit. I'm by my motherfucking self if that's the case. Fuck teaming up with that type of nigga. and fuck adding his additives to my corners and my world and the things that go on in my life. Keep that shit from around me. I don't fuck like that. I don't fucking make shit happen like that. You know what I'm saying? He don't know that he makes shit happens how he makes shit happen. Trust me, he doesn't. You feel me? So don't bring that type of shit to another person's corridor. They won't buy it. They don't need it. Don't fucking supply it. You see what I'm saying? Just do, like I said, you human people that's humane, do what humane people do. And that's it. There's no wrong answer about it. But I'm just saying at the end of last year, the beginning of that last year was a gateway to the beginning of next year. So we did, like I said, 2010, so many years past, 2018, so many cycles, years wasted, hours, time, space wasted. And you're going through the same cycle, just trying to get yourself, get the world prepared. We thought we needed this president. We thought we needed this president. That's what I mean. The doctrines, the ideas of man on earth. That's what I'm talking about. It's the ultimate barrier of what goes on this planet. And it's time, the time is now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not really sitting here trying to tell you to go and talk to the Celtic gods, but if you need to go and talk to the Celtic gods, go fucking talk to the Celtic gods. Don't look at me for it. You know what I mean? I'm not here to cross with nobody, none of that buffoonery, no moron. I'm just trying to be at peace and close the bullshit. That's all. I'm trying to be done with. I'm closing all bullshit. All doors to book, closing all bullshit. Straight up. And that's it. I have no other things to speak about. Because once there's no bullshit, there's all peace coming. So I just wanted to let them know the basic instruction before leaving Earth. That was the idea of man philosophy for the ultimate, of course. But supreme is personal. You know what I mean? Supreme is personal. And to be supreme, it takes a bunch of hard work and effort and brain power. You know, so I hope a lot of people understand the importance of you know being your motherfucking self. You know what I'm saying? The decisions you make come with a face. It come with two hands and two legs. You know what I'm saying? That face, legs, and hand represent the decision that's made and how it's made. Be the people that you know to be. You know, and be that person and be wise with time, because time is a cautious thing in itself. It doesn't really do anything to people besides happen. Things happen in time. Those people are where they are doing what they do to be in any existence of having to blame time for anything. Be supreme, man. Whatever it is that you indulge in that you like, if you're not into consciousness, you're into religion, at peace with religion, straight up. Because if I was, I'd be kicking my feet back, eating beating pies every day, son. You know what I'm saying? If I was there right now, if I ain't never get into these books, I'd be eating bean pies right now, son. Smoking cigarettes on the phone, watching Malcolm X. Nah, rest in peace to Malcolm X. Everything was gravy, but I mean, I would have went for religion as well, son. I wouldn't have, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not in religion no more, so I don't carry myself like that. That's all I'm saying. Um, so my point is this. You know what I mean? Um, 2018 is for 2019. Once again, our self-law and master, is kind of one of the things that's going to represent Black people at some point in time. You can't really fight it, but you can always help that expression. And I think the principle of the matter is that the principle of Islam is always important, just because what it means. So there you go. The basic instructions before leaving Earth, Part 1, the supreme and ultimate. You know, you know who it is signing off. So, next time I sign on, we'll have a more in-depth, thing to talk about. I'll share a little bit more with people because I don't share myself for nothing. I'm not a hoe, but I ain't here to take your money. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so let's just, keep our, what I'm saying? Let's just stay in the pocket with things. And everything will go well. Sayonara and shout. This is just a shout out from me to the universe. Amen and Ashe.